This is Mrs. Jessie at Glasgow High School, and I'm going to teach you how to properly operate our washer and our dryer. The first thing I want to say is this is the first few days of school, and when we closed for school last year, we basically did a lot of packing up and putting things in confined small areas. So the kind of clutter that you see, this is not normal, and it's not really acceptable for other than when we're unpacking. So please excuse the mess and the disorganization. The point at this time is that I want you to focus on this is the washer. This over here is the dryer. Follow my hand, if you will, up here above the clutter that's not normally here. There are washer instructions here in blue, and the dryer instructions are there kind of in a teal green color if you should forget or you need some assistance. Back down here to the washer. The first thing that I want you to do is to gently open this washer door. This is a large handle, but it doesn't mean that you'll need to pull up or push down. You just gently pull outwards. Again, this is stainless steel. It looks like it's a heavy-duty door, and it is for water purposes, but never lean on the door or put any pressure on this door. So once you gently open the door, you can place your washer load in here. If your clothes start to fall out here onto this rubber boot, then you have your washer too full. Do not cram them or pack them in there. You just lightly toss them in. Once you've tossed them in, again, this is a big door, but it doesn't necessarily need a slam. Okay, you just take it by the handle, give it a nice firm shut. Okay. At this point, you'll come over here to this drawer. There goes some of my mess, excuse me. Open the drawer here, look down into the drawer please. This right here is where your wash liquid will go. So you will pour your wash liquid here, and we're making our own homemade laundry detergent. That's where this will go. If you're going to use any liquid bleach, that will go in this area. Fabric softener will go in this area. I'm sorry, liquid bleach will go here, and fabric softener will go here. Please remember, do not use fabric softener on our towels and our washcloths. It will keep them from absorbing water. Okay. Alright, then whenever you fill your wash liquid here, you'll close the door gently. Do not slam it. It'll have liquid in it. Close it all the way. Take a close view of this power button. This power button looks exactly like the power button on any other computer, and essentially this piece of machinery is a computer. It just happens to have a washer function. So you hit the power button, and this says hello, kind of, and you'll see the green power button come on. That means that you're ready. First thing I want you to do, though, before you hit the start button, is I want you to check to see where the amber illumination says. Right now we're on speed wash. You will know how long the wash will take by looking over here. It tells you 30 minutes. If I move this knob around, for example, if I had some heavy-duty whites, it would take an hour and 9 minutes. If you're not sure which wash cycle that your items need to be on, ask me. Alright, we're going to go back to speed wash, and it'll change back to 30 minutes. It's pretty simple to tell what to do next. We have a flashing light over here that says start. Okay, that's what you would push next. I want to move to the right a little bit and look at some other settings. It tells me that on this speed wash the water will be warm, that it'll be an extra light soil level on the clothes, okay, and the spin speed will be extra high. So you can tell that these will change every time I change the setting over here on the large knob. These areas right here, I don't want you to bother at all. This right here, I don't want you to bother at all. I'll use those if we need it, or I'll direct you how to use that. Alright? Okay, once you have your cycle set and you like the time and everything looks great, then you can hit the start button, and it might take a minute and everything gets really silent, and you'll come and get me and you'll say it's just not working. And by the time that we get back over here, it will have started. What happens is it senses the clothes that you have in there. Then it begins the cycle. So go ahead and hit the start button, and it'll say washer, door locked, and it'll say checking systems, and it will also tell you that it's censoring, and then it'll go into the wash cycle. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button again, because if you can see on the screen there, this first word is start, and then I don't know if you can see the gray on gray, that tone on tone is difficult to see, but here it says pause. If one of your kitchen buddies comes up and they say, oh, I've got one more towel, you can hit that for pause. When this reads pause, door unlocked, and you hear the click, it'll let you open the door and put in the last towel. Okay? All right. One thing I want you to know for sure, and don't forget this is different and it seems wrong on these new front-loading washers. When you open your washer up to put your washer load over in the dryer, you leave the door open. If you shut the door, then it causes this moisture to hang in here, and then it causes mildew, mold, and souring. It's a very disgusting smell that comes from that, and that ends up having to be bleached and cleaned out. And so you leave this open until it's completely dry. Then you can come along and shut the door. Excuse me. Okay, over to the dryer. Now the dryer doesn't have anything that goes in the drawers here. The same thing. You go ahead and open your dryer, and there are a few things left in there, but that's okay. Those are aprons from our previous lab. The very first thing you want to do is put your clothes from the washer over in the dryer. When you're finished with that, this surface right here is extremely important. You're going to lift this surface up, and you're going to clean the lint from the screen every time. Take this out and discard it. Okay? Just slide it right back in there. Okay. There we go. Okay. At this point, you can shut the door. Again, you're looking for the big power button that looks just like the computer power button, and it does the same little tune and sings to you. Same concept as the washer. You have this large button here to turn. The amber illumination signals which one of these cycles that you're using. Over here to the right, just as with the washer, you'll see the time change. Went from 16 to 27, now 29, and it says sensor drive. What it means is, yes, you have chosen this particular cycle, but we're going to do a sensor. In other words, we're going to see how wet the clothes are, and if they need more drying at the end of the cycle that you chose, it'll go ahead and continue that. Same thing over here, just like with the washer, it tells you the details of what's going to happen with the cycle that you've chosen. Same thing with these right here and these right here. Don't worry about those unless I direct you to do so. Now the flashing light says we're ready to go. If we start, sometimes it starts immediately like that. Sometimes the same thing happens with the dryer that I explained with the washer. You'll hit the dryer button, you'll hit the start, and nothing will happen. But it will say censoring, censoring, censoring across here. And it'll flash it over and over. Give it a few minutes because of the time that you've gone to get me, and you come back, it will have started. Alright? If you question it at all and it says censoring when you leave, you might want to just double check back in about 10 or 15 minutes. This button as well has a start, then a line under it, and a pause. If there's something else that we want to add to this dryer load, we can open up the dryer then, place in the other item, and start it again. Okay. Alright, that's the end of the use demonstration. Again, if for some reason that you should forget this, or there's parts of it you're confused about, you can see the posters up here, and later on this disorganization will be removed and put in its proper place. Alright, happy washing and drying.